Forget about the disrespect. Facts don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. Like, just be perfectly clear. I care nothing about your feelings. Facts tend to do that to people, and the good news is facts don't care about your feelings, as I'm fond of saying, and neither do I. Evidence, evidence. All this is screaming and feelings. How about like a shred of evidence? Trying to remember where we were.
Well, do you believe there's a soul or something like a soul, a pattern of information that represents who you are that floats off the body and continues on?
So I don't know.
Excuse me, Michael Shermer. I just had a few questions for Ben. Hold tight. This will only take a second. Ben, do you believe in the invisible, lazy-eyed, god-devouring pink dragon who lives on the cosmic Twinkie?
So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then do you believe in 36-inch tall elves like 54% of the population of Iceland does? After all, like you, their reasoning seems to follow the same path. It's technically possible, so...
So I don't know.
Okay. Those others are a bit far-fetched. How about Valhalla? Surely you can get behind an idea like that. Or maybe Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, or ancient aliens? They're all possibilities, Ben.
So I don't know.
Wow, I really expected more from the facts don't care about your feelings guy. What a load of...
I mean, honestly, I don't know. And I don't think anybody has a great verifiable account of that. I have suspicions, but again, they're suspicions, less about knowledge.
No one knows much of anything for certain, Ben. He's not asking what you're certain about, but whether you believe in a supernatural soul that floats off you when you die and goes to another realm. If you do believe it, I'd like to know why you believe it. What evidence do you have that would in any way point in the direction of there being a soul? I don't know for sure because I can't read your mind, Ben, but I'm willing to bet that if we drilled down a little more deeply, you'd be forced to admit that you want it to be true. That you feel that it's true. And that's why you hold out hope that there really is this invisible force called the soul. You don't have any good reason to believe this. You certainly don't have any facts that would verify the existence of a soul. But you believe in one anyway, because when it comes to your religion, you throw the whole facts don't care about your feelings shtick right out the window.
What I do know, and the reason why I'm religious, is that a religious lifestyle that is based on certain fundamental premises, I think makes life better for people. I think that the rules that are set down, as currently understood at least, are rules that are likely to lead you to leading a happier and better life than your pure reason alone. Because pure reason alone, unleashed, without even those moorings in Judeo-Christianity, can lead to a lot of really terrible places.
And there we have it. It will lead to a happier and better life. Feelings. That's what your whole argument is based on. But let's go over some of the other things Ben said here. Now, it is true that in the studies I've read, people who describe themselves as religious and or spiritual tend to lead happier lives. But what scientists can't tell you is why this is the case. There could be many reasons for this. Religious people might be happier because unlike atheists, they're not usually oppressed or looked down upon in the societies they reside in. Religious belief is pretty much the default position, while atheists have to either hide portions of themselves, like their lack of belief, or just go along with the dominant culture, which might not feel very fulfilling and might in some cases make someone feel they're being dishonest with themselves and the people around them. This in turn can lead to unhappiness. It could be the community aspect that religious organizations often fill. We're a social species and we tend to gravitate towards community groups. Religious institutions may fill this role for many people and allow them to make church-based friends within a tight-knit social network, which would likely increase happiness. But there are other ways we can achieve these things without having to believe in superstitious nonsense. For example, quote, a review published in the journal JAMA, Internal Medicine, found that even small amounts of meditation training can help with anxiety, depression, and pain. But that doesn't mean scientists know exactly why it works, end quote. We also know that atheists rival the most religious among us when it comes to being the least afraid of death. And as Jonathan Jong points out, atheism may provide comfort from death. There's also strong data that shows the least religious countries are also the happiest. For example, here's a chart taken from Christianity Today that shows the happiest countries in 2018, with Finland taking top spot with only 28% of people saying they're religious. Just want to point out that there's beautiful Canada in 7th place. America? Hello, America? Oh, there you are at number 18. Surely with its large religious population and immense wealth, you'd think that America would at least break into the top 10 somewhere, but nope. Anyway, other studies show that happiness, even among different denominations within the same overall religion, can vary greatly. Quote, Our study looks at a large number of different religious groups across 100 countries from 1981 to 2014, using data from the World Values Survey. Our findings suggest that Protestants, Buddhists, and Roman Catholics are happier and more satisfied with their lives compared with other groups. Jews, Hindus, Muslims, and the non-religious were in between, while Orthodox Christians were found to have the lowest happiness and life satisfaction rates. End quote. The happiness report I used earlier also has an entire section dedicated to policy changes that can increase happiness and well-being, which doesn't rely on believing religious nonsense. Buddhists were among the happiest people, and you could be an atheist and a Buddhist. This would suggest that we can come close to duplicating the sorts of results we get when buying into nonsense like Christianity, without believing in as much baloney. However, some Buddhists do believe in nonsense, such as reincarnation, for example, but far less of it than your average Christian. With that out of the way, I also really would have liked it if Michael had asked Ben what these fundamental premises are that lead to a better life overall. He alludes to there being rules, but most of the rules we have in place in secular countries aren't religious in nature. Many of the 10 Commandments, for example, are in direct opposition to the American Constitution. And if God doesn't exist, then the rules Ben is referring to were written down by human beings and created by human beings. In other words, he's basically just adopting what his primitive ancestors thought were the best rules, instead of asking himself why they're necessarily good, or if they could be replaced by better rules. And honestly, Ben, pure Christianity alone unleashed leads to inquisitions, blasphemy laws, torture, slavery, and all sorts of other things. Enlightenment thinking and secularism are really the two things that keep the bad ideas found in Judeo-Christianity leashed, and we should all be thankful for that. Very thankful. Ben also acts as if there weren't successful civilizations that predate Judaism, which in no way relied upon his God as a foundation for their civilization. Bottom line is that there's really no reason to think we can't live fulfilling, happy lives without believing in superstitious garbage. Anyhow, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Take care and cheers.
JD, an upright pastor. His church grows faster and faster and faster. Find him confusing. He sends out his best, but he gains by losing. 1,000, that's 10%. Heard the Great Commission, got up and went, you're sent. Bye-bye. He says on repeat, to young, to old, to you, to me. At times he could be a bit awkward, but I know he could lead us onward. It's clear God has his hand on Greer with a whole new plan.
Gs̳ Fσૃ I̚